Hello, it's time for our new moon card pull. A little bit later than the new moon, but it feels in perfect alignment to be doing this today as we get ready to begin November. We are in a time of a lot of energy shifting and moving. Scorpio is bringing it up for so many of us. And then this transition at the end of October moving into November is really offering us this threshold of something new being started. So Alicia and I agreed it's the perfect time to get this new moon card pulled together and send it out to all of our Patreon friends, our family over in the Patreon space. This one is for you. Okay, so in case this is your first month of joining us, I have a deck that I love called Osho Zen Tarot. These are my cards, and I just tune in energetically. I'm going to shuffle them my very old-fashioned way, where I kind of, roll them out, make a big mess, and then pull a few cards. What I like to do in this space is just tune into 3 cards: the past, the present, and the future. So we feel, what is it that we've been working through recently? What is it we're ready to let go of from the past? What is this old way or habit or thing that we've been moving through that can now be complete? And then the present in this moment, right here at this transition, at this threshold, what is it we're experiencing and how do we align with that? And so the wisdom of this beautiful Osho Zen card will give us some guidance. And then we have a card for the future. So we kind of tune in, like, over the next month, what is going to be working for us? How can we align with the energies of what's happening and maximize all of the goodness that's available to us? So I don't know why I'm showing you how I do it, but maybe you don't know how to do cards or you need some guidance. And so I'll just show you my way, and you can do whatever way you want. So I put the deck down and I just kind of put my hands on it and move them around, shuffle a little bit, move some cards to the left, to the right, kind of get some energy going. And then I like to count the 8th card because 8 is the number of infinity, also the number of abundance. And for me, it's just a fun way to play with the cards. So this card that I'm going to pull first is for the past. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 8th card is experiencing. And I'll talk about it in just a second. So that is our past. That is what we have been completing. I'm going to put the cards together, shuffle again for a quick second, and then do the 8th card. I'm going to do it in Spanish this time for you. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Participation, people. This is where we are right now. You get to participate with me, with Alicia and I here in Patreon. Participation. And I'll talk about that in a second too. Cards are going back in. There's one more. We are now going to look at the future. What is ahead for the next lunar month? So until I come back into the space and pull some more cards, what are we going to be holding as our Zen? I'm going to try it in German. I think I remember enough. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about that? That's old. Okay, politics. You're going to love this card. It's not quite what it seems. And my camera's kind of acting up, so hopefully there's no delay. All right, the politics card. We're going to talk about that in a moment too. All right, so these are our cards for where we've been, where we are right now, and where we are headed. So let's start with the past. As I splash my teeth. Experiencing. So as you look at the card, again, it's this beautiful woman in a cloaked sort of figure, and she's with the tree. It's the 3rd card, and if you can see, I know my camera's not focusing really well today. She is experiencing the oneness of being part of the tree. Do you see how it's almost like she's the same color as the leaves and the energy around the tree, and it just sort of holds her in that space? I believe what has been happening, I'll speak from my experience, and you can find your own matches in this. Life has a way of forcing a slowdown. When we are moving too fast, then we are sort of pulled back and dropped down and into our actual oneness with our life, instead of where we typically hang out, you know, in our head or out there. We're kind of busy up here, and we're not present for our experience of our own life. We're kind of out monitoring everybody else's life, or projecting into the future of what we should be doing, or looking at the past of what it should have been. And what I have been experiencing for myself, and then also have been seeing for so many people, life has kind of been stopping us in our tracks, many of us, and forcing this get present, get real about what is going on in your world, first of all, with our planet. I remember, I don't even know, was that 3 weeks ago, a month ago, the Amazon fires the Amazon trees caught on fire, and there was this ravage of our earth, which brought up this huge activism from so many people. Like, what are we doing? What are we creating here on this planet? And then that led right into the UN conversations. Greta Thunberg took center stage, right, and called us out. She actually, that's a beautiful example. She is the young woman in this cloaked garb saying, what are you doing? What are we as a humanity doing? We have this incredible oneness with our planet, and we're taking it for granted. So let's get real. Let's actually stop and see what is happening. So this feels very true to me, that the energy of what we have been just recently experiencing, so this is just the last week or two past, is stopping to be present with our lives, to become one with what is actually happening in and around us, instead of removed, distant, evaluating, judging ourselves and everybody else. Like, we're right here. We're feeling our reality. Which leads us to right now, participation. Participation. I mean, could there be a better card for now? Like, get in and participate. Do something in your life, right? So I'm going to read to you from this one because, hang on, I'm going to have to look it up and pause with me because I didn't know which card I was going to pull, so I couldn't have been prepared for which one to read to you. Participation is 84. I'm just going to read you a couple little lines from it because Zen says it so much better than I can. All right. Here, I'm going to read this to you. You'll love this. This is for where we are right now, what is available to you this week, this weekend, next week. Like, this is the call to action. Zen says, for participation, card number 4. We're going from 3 to 4 to 7. Politics is 7. Okay, number 4. Have you ever seen night going? Very few people even become aware of things which are happening every day. Have you ever seen the evening coming? The midnight and its song, the sunrise and its beauty. We are behaving almost like blind people. In such a beautiful world, we are living in small ponds of our own misery. It is familiar. So even if somebody wants to pull you out, you struggle. You don't want to be pulled out of your misery, of your suffering. Otherwise, there is so much joy all around you. You just have to be aware of it and to become a participant, not a spectator. Philosophy is speculation. Zen is participation. Participate in the night leaving. Participate in the evening coming. Participate in the stars and participate in the clouds. Make participation your lifestyle, and the whole existence becomes such a joy, such an ecstasy. You could not have dreamed of a better universe. Don't you love Zen? I mean, like, how great is that? So when you look at this, there's this, let me see if I can try to describe it. It's kind of hard to see because there's so much going on. Let's see if I can bring it a little closer for you. There's so much to see right at the center as my camera tries to focus. See how everything is interconnected? And yet it takes all 4 sides coming together into this movement in the center to create the interest, to create the, what would the word be, like the beauty of it, the geometry, the sacred geometry, when everything is coming together into this oneness, you see the beauty of that. It's not 4 separate, right? 4 separate things that are not connected. Everything comes together at the center. And I believe that's the same for us. You know, as humans, we seem to think, and this is a general statement, we seem to think I'm in my life, you're in your life, they don't intersect. This is our city, that is your city, this is our country, that is your country. Like everything is in its own little silo. But that's not the case. When we think just of the Amazon, for example, here in Cincinnati, I haven't touched the Amazon. I haven't walked into the forest. I haven't breathed right there in that area. But what is happening in the Amazon absolutely is fundamental to the air I'm breathing right here in my office, in my home. 100%. If that air stops happening in the way that it has been doing for way longer than humans have been on this planet, I'm going to have a hard time breathing right here. When we start to see how we all are one at the center, and every part of us is merging and weaving and coming into the other, it's time to participate. Like we have some stuff to do. We have things to talk about and things to create and solutions that are going to change what is happening here on our planet. So this absolutely feels like a call to action. It's time. Let's participate. And the beauty is you don't have to be any other color. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's green here, blue here, yellow, and red. You don't have to be blue and go and become yellow. You just be your blue and feed into the center, right? You be your yellow and you feed up into the center. Like all of these different, how am I going to say that? It takes all four of those quadrants to come together into the center for this movement and harmony to happen. It takes all 7 billion people on our planet getting engaged and participating for us to change the energy field within our planet. Like we all get involved, we all do it. So you don't have to become someone who lives in the Amazon. I don't know why I keep using this example, but it seems relevant. You don't have to move to the Amazon and become someone who lives there in order to have an impact on what is happening within our world, our globe. But be you here for me, be me here in Cincinnati, being the best version of myself, participating in what is happening energetically, bringing all of my love and my focus and my attention to this energy that's available to us. And then let's see what happens. Just be the best version of you and participate. Don't spectate, right? Participate in the night coming. Participate in the night leaving. Participate in the stars and in the clouds. Like, be involved. Right now, because this is the card for the present. All right, the future. Politics. All right, go ahead and look at this one. There's so much in this card. There's snakes, isn't that? Yeah, there's snakes, there's masks, there's comedy people, there's like all kinds of stuff happening. I feel like to be neutral in this politics card, which is, you know, what's going to happen in the next lunar month for us or what's available for us, I'm going to read from Zen, because if I try to use my own words, I may use like human politics words, which are not the way Zen intends for this card to come through. So let me read you the Zen version of it because it's better. 130. Let me look here for you. Okay. Politics. Here's what Zen has to say. Anybody who can be a good pretender, a hypocrite, will become your leader politically, will become your priest religiously. All that he or she needs is hypocrisy. All that he or she needs is cunningness, a facade to hide behind. Your politicians live double lives. Your priests live double lives, one from the front door, the other from the back door. And the back door life is their real life. Those front door smiles are just false. Those faces looking so innocent are just cultivated. If you want to see the reality of the politician, you will have to see him from his back door. There he is in his nudity, as he is, and so is the priest. These two kinds of cunning people have dominated humanity. And they found out very early on that if you want to dominate humanity, make it weak. Make it feel guilty. Make it feel unworthy. Destroy its dignity. Take all glory away from it. Humiliate it. And they have found such subtle ways of humiliation that they don't come in the picture at all. They leave it to you to humiliate yourself, to destroy yourself. They have taught you a kind of slow suicide. Zen says it well. Zen. All right, so why would this be the card that we're looking at for right now? If what we are talking about, we'll review. If what we have been through is becoming present in our own lives, and I still feel very strongly this connection to the earth, to our planet herself. So if we call Earth Gaia a she energy, and experiencing is I am present with who I am here on this earth. And then we pull the participation card that says, okay, now that I've become present, I'm experiencing it. In this moment, what is available to me is to participate, to become involved in what is happening. As I look ahead, it is important for me to be aware that there are facades and masks that I will see in my journey. And so be aware of what is true and what is not true. That's what I get from this card. It's not about the politician, the priest, the individual. It's be aware of the facades that are going to show themselves to you, because they may be your own facades. They may be your own old beliefs that need to be dissolved. This is very much about the politics of humanity and Gaia Earth. Where have we been lying to ourselves? Where have we been one thing at the front door and something else completely at the back door? And what are we going to do about it? How are we going to come into alignment with that center part of the participation? How are we going to come together? If you think about what this card says, there's the front door and the back door, and which one is true, right? They say the back door is true because you see the nudity of the person. You can see them as they are without their facade. What if we can dissolve the back door, dissolve the front door, get rid of the facades and the masks, and come to the center of the individual, which would be the heart? What if we dissolve all the makeup that we would put on ourselves and drop into this heart space? Come here and feel each other from the heart space. That's participation. That's the center. That's coming into the truth, the full alignment of who we are as individuals. And I don't have to be your heart space or someone else's heart space or some imagined version of what a politician or a priest or a human would be. I just have to be my heart space, the best version of my heart space I can be. And when I'm doing that, and you're doing that, and the others around us are doing that, we're just naturally going to come together into this beautiful merging at the center, which is right, oneness. And oneness is going to bring us back to experiencing, feeling so present with the gift of being here, a soul in a human body, on earth with these trees. Like, oh, how lucky are we? How blessed are we to create an experience where we can be a soul in a physical body, having a physical human walk on this planet. So how do we get there? We start dropping the facades and the masks. We let go of all that old stuff, all the game playing. We just move it out and drop it. And because there is always more, I'm going to pull one more card from our guides. We'll do from the collective guides of all who are going to be watching this video, which is a whole bunch of guides. So we're just going to pull one card of like just a bonus, a little bit of extra guidance for us as we move into this next month. What would they want us to know? Completion. This card says activate your third eye. Do you see the last piece of the puzzle is being put right here? And then look at the smile on the face of this really peaceful child, this innocent child, as that activation happens in the third eye. We can see very clearly what's bullshit and what isn't. We can see and know what is true. And then we're guided in a whole different way, right? All the facades, the masks are gone, and completion. It's also such a puzzle, you know, our lives, our journeys, this experience of humanity on earth. It's a mystery, it's a puzzle. And also, how do we know the truth? How do we know how to be guided? It's through the third eye. It's not what we see with our physical eyes, because that's just going to show us what is real right now, what is happening right now. The third eye looks into the future and it says, let's see what we can dream of. Let's see what we can create that we haven't manifested yet, that we don't have in our hands yet, but it's coming because we can see it. Let's daydream that reality into existence. Completion. We got some powerful guides, some powerful guides that are helping us. All right, here we go. We are going to have quite a month as we ride through November. I will see you in 4 weeks.